I'm Stefanik, Assistant Director of the Iowa Nutrient Research Center. So I've loved wetlands since I was a little kid. My parents' property has a stream that runs through it and some vernal pools, so I spent a lot of time as a kid playing in those. I was also fortunate enough to have an internship at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History when I was an undergrad, where I got to work in wetlands, working with amphibians and mostly frogs and salamanders. So that's really what sparked my love of wetlands. A fond memory I have from my childhood was sometimes the stream on our property would dry up into little pools, and we'd occasionally get tadpoles in them. So going in and catching the tadpoles was always something I really enjoyed when I was a kid. Well, Iowa has lost about 90% of our wetlands since European settlement. In the Des Moines lobe, it's been an even higher percentage, about 99% of the wetlands. That's a problem for habitat. It means less acres of wetland, less acres of wetland for animals to use, for plants to use, but it also means less water quality treatment ability. So there's more water that's not running through a wetland, so it's not having those nitrogen nitrates removed. There's also less space for stormwater to be stored on the landscape. So we're losing wetlands as well as their ecosystem services. I guess what motivates me to do this work is my love of nature, my love of water, and wanting to leave the world a better place. I'm hoping that the work that I'm doing will help improve water quality in the state and maybe even increase the number of wetlands, the acres of wetlands we have in Iowa. So there's not really one thing that I'd want to do every day. I really like the variety of things that I get to do, especially when it comes to education. I've had the opportunity to talk to children about wetlands, to K through 12 educators, as well as scientists. That's one thing I really enjoy, is the education aspect. So I was involved with development of the 3 wetland models for the Marsh Madness trailer. I worked with a company, Group Delphi, on creating and constructing them. We used LiDAR images of actual wetlands throughout the state, and I used that information to create 3D models that we printed and converted to the 3 wetland models. Those wetland models have been a great asset going out to things like county fairs, farmers markets, and other community events to show people the kinds of ecosystems that we have in Iowa. They've been a really great teaching tool to show people not just what a wetland might look like, but also how water flows through the wetland and how we can use that to help improve our water quality. So I'm from Ohio. We have also lost a lot of wetlands, about 91% of our wetlands. So very similar, 91%, 90% loss between the 2 states. And I think those 2 states throughout the Midwest, and specifically in Iowa, if we lose more of these wetlands, we're losing history. We're losing ecological history, but also our past. Having these wetlands on the landscape connects us to more than just the corn and soybean that we typically see driving through the state. They're a natural resource that is important for wildlife, water quality, but are also good recreational areas where you can get out and see different plants and animals that you don't really see anywhere else in the state. The biggest thing that gives me hope for Iowa is the interactions I've had with the people here, with children, with adults, seeing their interest in wetlands, especially once we're out with the Marsh Madness trailer and with the wetland models. So many people are interested in these wetlands. They may have never been out to a wetland or seen a wetland in person, but now they're starting to think about it. They're starting to think, maybe I want to go see a wetland, or there's a wetland by me, maybe I can do more to help make sure it stays a nice wetland. So that's really what gives me hope, is interactions with the people here.